What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. I'd like to say there's not a lot that really shocks me anymore with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Secondary market. We get it, John. You're old. But I have been around for a bit. And once in a while, there's a buyout or a price spike or a flatline of a price buy reprint that throws me for a freaking loop. This is one of those loops. Apollosa, Bow of the Goddess, secret rare, sold out at Tier 0's presales at $70. Tier 0 is a lot more of a household name for presales now than it used to be, because whenever they're listing a pretty big quantity of cards, and I actually asked the owner, I was like, do you plan to, put any more up? And they told me, past their initial, what they put up, they don't plan to really put too many more on the site, because they got shafted on quantities with Dark Neostorm. So, $70. That's crazy to me. I knew this card was going to carry the set, but I expected more people to be patient and kind of wait out for like, okay, this is expensive now. What's going to happen when quantities hit the market on the mass release? But it seems the other prices have people really clamoring for this card. Looking over here, we see she's at $86 on TCG Player with 9 listers. They're just trying to get lower by a penny and not really make as many sales, but maybe it's working for them. And over here on eBay, there's one listing for $75. Let's see if that's still there. Before it is, another listing. Okay, that's pretty good. And then $85. So we do see it going downwards for competition and people actually trying to make sales. And that's what I expect to happen. And I guess with my code, What's Good 5, they were only spending $65 on this card, but I say only. I expected the initial price to be $60, the price of a box, but I think the vendors are going, smells like Boral Sword in here, and it's an amazing Link Rating 4 card that gives you negates from the extra deck, so it shouldn't be underestimated for the metagame. Now, I'm lucky I'm not influenced by any of my sponsors to tell you guys what to do, because I'm going to tell you to completely wait on almost everything else for this set. There's very few things that I'm looking at picking up for pre-sales, because with the top-heavy set, that means a lot of the other prices will usually crash. I think the Marincesses aren't going to be amazing out of the gate. I think they'll top regionals with frog variants and trap variants, but I think it's going to take a long time, and places where we don't know, some of their support will even come in because they're in a set in Japan. Maybe we'll get it in like the March set. I really don't know, or next Battles of Legend. We could be waiting a long time for certain cards for them. And what really has me scratching my head is the fact that Witchcrafter Golem Arudu is $32 here. And that's the cheapest she is on market, I think. No, she's cheaper on eBay. So when looking at TCG Player, they're trying to juice $40 out of here. But over here on eBay, she's already as low as $22 and $23. And I think she's going to continue to fall. And the initial pricing and speculation is just, she's good and she's a grill. I really think that's what it freaking is. And let me tell you why I knew this price was going to crash and is going to continue crashing. Looking at the Witchcrafter cards, they're at their lowest price point ever. It's the next Magibullets, except Magibullets actually did top a UDS. They're just not made to be meta. They're really interesting. I really enjoy the mechanics of the archetype, but it's not made and crafted to be a deck within the current metagame. And it shows in their results and the pricing as well. I think anybody who would go after this for a buyout is going to have a terrible time if they do so, and have terrible sales rates back. Just this one card shows that, and people not going for it, Madam Bear all the way down towards $9, that there's not really a lot of interest in people just going for this to try to create price spikes and that sort of thing. So this updated support, it's an amazing card, but it just doesn't do nearly enough to bring that deck to the forefront of the metagame. Now, looking through other prices and surprising sellouts, I was really shocked to see the ultra rare, do we call this Tenyi? The Shaman of the Tenyi has sold out at $15 over here, and I think ultra rares tend to go lower. I get a lot of people are really excited for this deck, and it does have some competitive implications, but really, $15. Over on eBay, we have already a $10 listing before 18, so people were trying to hold it up there. But as quantities come through with ultra rares these days being 4 per box, I don't think it can keep up a very high value, and I think we will see her lower in price more towards 8 and then 6 and maybe rest at 5. I just don't see her holding up any sort of value like this. But let me know if you disagree with me in the comment section down below. I do think the deck is really good and really underestimated, but man, this pricing makes me feel like it's almost overestimated now. Another shocking thing to me was the fact that these sold out on pre-sales. The TCG exclusive archetype. Maybe somebody's investing thinking it'll go up over time or get hype with each announcement, which could happen because each set that we know there's more cards coming with an already amazing base for the deck, it could really become a meta deck. But I just don't see why you went after them. $6 each. Let me know what you think of this one. I think this one was probably a mistake to go after that big of quantities. Or do you think it's just a lot of general people excited to try out the new archetype? It's just a shell of a deck right now. It needs a lot more to it. Cap Shell is interesting, $11 over here. I think they're trying to get a lot more on TCG Player, $33 freaking dollars. Whenever we're talking pre-sales and sneak peek prices, TCG Player often has the slowest fallout. I'm incentivized to tell you guys to shop there, but I would say wait 2 to 3 weeks and then you'll start seeing the best prices over on TCG Player versus eBay. But this is just crazy for pre-sales, how slow people are to adapt. Now, Get Out is one card that I really like and think is underestimated early on. And over here, we see they have it listed at $25, but on eBay, it's also a lowest of $25. I think that with Get Out, it's just a power creep of Forbidden Apocrypha, and it's a really, really good card that's going to end up in decks. At first, I thought it would be similar to Trap Trick, where people wouldn't really get that this card's that amazing, but it does seem that Tier 0 and other vendors are on the game that, hey, this is an amazing card. And in Trap Trick, remember that starting out at $12? I was hoping this would have the same fate and people would be able to get him cheap first. Nope. Now, Orochi here, it's a really amazing anti-meta card, and it has a similar feeling to me in the terms of the Konami's looking at anti-meta as a whole and starting to up rarities. Like Inspector Border was secret rare, now this is secret rare. They realize there's players out there that don't change their deck much at all, but the Grin Maju players are going to be after this one for sure, and I think there's got to be a way to make him really, really, really good in some kind of deck. So this is something to keep an eye on, but at the same time, while it has a high potential, I think its price will go down from this initial listing. Romulus at $12. I get he's an amazing card, but I also think he'll be going down because it's a very, very narrow scope of who actually wants to play Dragoonities and pick up the Dragoonity link. So, again, with the set, I think a lot of it is just wait for it. If you're gonna be getting stuff, wait for the prices. But if you are shopping Tier 0 for pre-sales, they also have player choice sleeves, which are pretty hard to get these days. They have 30 packs of them at $6.30. I know a lot of people have been wanting to try them out. They have free shipping whenever you're spending £50 or more on their site. So I would highly suggest, if you're having trouble getting to that amount on your order for the free shipping, adding some sleeves to it. They also have hyper mats, but very few quantities of whites, but they do have different colors around the site. So those are something else to also consider from their website if you don't have teammates to, put a joint order in. But let me know what you guys think of a lot of these prices, because it has me scratching my head that this sold out so quickly. Or maybe you one of the people that went after it? Do you think just one person bought it out and is like, yeah, the rest of the market's just way higher right now? I feel like it's panic buying, and I really want it to be cheaper, but this is scary. And if it is going to be this expensive and keep the set top heavy, how far do you think everything else is going to fall? Because I certainly think we'll see a lot of price falls. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know what you're doing here if you haven't subscribed. Like the video if you enjoyed the discussion. And let me know where else you shop pre-sales. I did see Ideal 808 had some prices, but they sold out like that. So I have no clue what quantities they post. Similar to Tier 0 having a lot of in stock whenever they list. So Let me know where you shop pre-sales. Let me know if there's anywhere else I should be looking at. And let me know what you're picking up from this set. They actually... Oh, final note. I guess I should have listed this earlier in the conversation. They haven't listed the prismatic secrets because they have no way of telling the ratios, and people right now are listing ridiculous prices for them. There's no way this is going to hang in there at $400. This is not Stardust Dragon Ghost Rare. And it's not to be compared to Ghost Rares. I think it's closer to Ultimate Rares, like how they were in Duelist Alliance, where you have, like, ulti construct, but not Winda. So they're picking and choosing cards throughout the set and getting this rarity. I'm pretty sure So, I don't think this is going to hang in anywhere near this price, but I could see it being something like $200. Let me know what you think the Prismatic Secrets will fall to as well. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.